Alright, guys, so I just came here to make a quick video. I'm talking about the new Hunter virus that they just keep talking about, the World Health Organization and the cruise ship outbreak that happened, and people headed back home to the United States. California, Arizona, and Georgia got people who were on that cruise ship. And my concern is people will start fearing to start thinking about the shutdown and all these things again. Well, the point of it all is to trust in God. When you trust in God, the fear is out of it, and you are in God's hands, protected and watched over. Once you leave it all in God's hands, He heals you, and He protects you, and He shields you, and He doesn't let viruses get to you, as it says in Psalm 23 and Psalm 91. In Psalm 91, it says, uh, 1,000 will fall at your left hand, at your side, and 10,000 will fall at your right side, but they will not get to you. So you have to rely on God, and God will protect you through everything. Everything is, as you could tell by being the WHO organization, it's not that they who planned it, but it's that they're using it as an outbreak, and they've talked about it before, where they're warning and warning of another outbreak happening, and then there being another shutdown, and they're also just watched Mark Allison 88, and he was showing that one of the Illuminati cards is a card where they have cars and the fuel shortage as a planned thing happening. So that's another thing. So what I'm saying is all these things are not coincidences. They're all part of an evil scheme, and it's not good for everybody on the planet, with all these things being affected with the oil, now the new virus. So you got to remember that God has you. God protects you. God sees all these things, and God puts people like me and other watchmen to give you warning, so you won't be scared, so you won't be worried, so you trust in God, and you go with God when these things happen. So another thing that I was thinking about was all this war stuff that's happening, and all these things that I'm warning about right now. Another pastor was talking about it, and he was saying that, and this was years ago, I think like 2 or something years ago, maybe 1 or 2 years ago. He was saying he wanted people to come pray with him so that people would survive and make it through the virus and through all these things in the future, because he had a vision from God that the virus is happening, and people were it has a incubation rate of 5 weeks, but it has a 40% survival rate, is what is the issue. Is in his prayers or his vision, he saw that not a lot of people were making it. They died because of the virus. And whatever virus it is, it could be this one or it could be another one, who knows. But this virus, only people who prayed and trusted in God and relied on God were making it through and helping others to take care of other people. And people were failing because they were not in God. You have to be in Jesus. You have to be protected by the blood of Jesus Christ, covered in the blood of Jesus. All right, guys. So that's one of the things I was talking about. Another thing is that I think Holy Armor of God, Sherry, that's her channel. She was talking about how 3:15 in the morning was the time that Jesus had showed her the possibility of a surprise attack from China and Russia. Uh, One from Russia uh, hitting New York, a nuclear bomb, and then the other, a nuclear bomb by Miami. So surprise attacks from submarines, as well as the possibility of a surprise EMP from North Korea, what somebody else had said. This part where the EMP from North Korea wasn't from Sherry, this is from somebody else. But they were talking about the possibility of an EMP from Kim Jong Un, surprising everybody and it affecting the eastern or the northeastern part of the country of the United States, and the power just going out entirely. And Chris Epstead had talked about how the possibility of an EMP or an attack in the air, and then a couple of days after all the power goes out, maybe 3 days, the rapture happens soon after that. So I'm just condensing all the information that I've been getting. Also, the possibility of a tsunami on the eastern coast due to either a Poseidon missile from Russia with radiation that's also covered by Sherry Watchwoman, and then it hitting the East Coast, and then invasion from Russia and China into the country, as well as the possibility of a giant earthquake in California, and it affecting all the way to Washington and Idaho border. So anybody from the Idaho border west should evacuate all the way down to California. There shouldn't be people there because if you stay there, there's a chance that something bad's going to happen due to the earthquake. It's going to be really bad all the way through. So yeah, this is the end of the video. Just wanted to make sure you guys are aware of all this stuff. Please pray Psalm 91 and Psalm 23 over you and your household and your property and that in your families and your pets, everything. God protects and watches over everybody. Stay in God's love. Stay in Jesus Christ's love. Stay under the blood of Jesus. God bless you guys.